Good morning.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, y'all. This is the WOWW Podcast, WOWW, Wendy's on Wellness Wednesday. I'm Dr. Wendy Sue Massey. I'm an integrative medicine practitioner, owner of Freedom Holistic Wellness, co-owner with my husband of Grace and Grove Homestead, author, wife, mom, Gigi, lover of Jesus, lover of all things natural and non-toxic. And this is my amazing bestie, Wendy Flournoy.
Hi guys, Wendy Flournoy, certified hypnotherapist, herbalist, forager, educator, student, wife, mom, Gigi, owner of the Restoration Garden, lover of all things non-toxic and God-given.
Amen, sister. So, what an episode last week with Rochelle, huh?
Man, that was so fun. She's such an inspiration. What a beautiful woman.
If you guys missed last week's episode, you've got to go back and watch it. I'm telling you what, 160 pounds down, and that was only a part of her story. I mean, the growth.
So much more. Yes. This spiritual growth, the emotional growth. She is on an amazing journey.
She is. She is the definition of holistic healing.
Absolutely.
And what I strive to share with the whole world of what's possible, because so many times we focus on the physical because that's what we've been conditioned to do. Yes. And we miss so much, but sometimes we have to start at the physical to eliminate the distractions of all of our pain and disease and misery to then all of a sudden go, oh, wow, there's so much more. And she was just a prime example of that. So I'm so grateful.
And also how your consistent baby steps add up. Yes. To be huge things.
Yes.
And you just keep going and keep adding and keep going, and it will change so very much.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know what, all these quick fixes out there that we've been taught for years, all these that exist now, they are never going to satisfy, y'all. No. They are never going to satisfy. You have got to look at this from a standpoint of, what am I lacking? And so often it's not from a physical level. It's spiritual. It's soul care. It's nervous system care. It's, we're so depleted. And that's why today we're actually going to talk about, you've got the perfect herb for this today. You're going to be talking about red raspberry leaf. Yes. But I'm going to be talking about why women in midlife don't need more restriction, because that's what we do. We're in this restricted mindset. And that's why people think they want a quick fix, because they don't want to feel restricted. And I'm here to tell you that that's the worst mindset to be in this season. It really is. So I'm very excited about what all we're going to talk about today. What all you been up to this last week?
Oh, I last week I got down and dirty with my to-do list, catching up. So I got new tallow bars made. I got new shampoo bars made. I got new honey turmeric soap made. I got some tea blends made up and bagged and labeled and making progress. I still haven't gotten everything on the website yet, but that's on my to-do list tomorrow because it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. So today I was out this morning harvesting a bunch of stuff. I want to show you all this. I showed Wendy before we went live, but I planted 4 different types of lavender, and you can see the color difference in these two. And you would think that the darker one is more pungent and aromatic, but it's not. The lighter one is. But I just think that's such a beautiful contrast.
It is.
So I'm like, because all the ones that I had before, I had to turn them out and change them. They were all the same. So this time I did 4 different varieties, but everything's coming in so beautiful. I didn't realize that my yarrow was coming in so much. So I harvested a bunch of that this morning. The blackberries, this is going to be a huge harvest for that little $4 plant that I got years ago. This is what I started picking this morning. And there's probably like 500 out there.
Gosh, I'm so excited for you. That is awesome.
That little plant just keeps amazing me. Thank you.
It does me too. Yeah, for people that don't know, Wendy and I joke about this because probably about 4 or 5 years ago when you got it. Was it longer
Yeah.
than that?
Mhm.
And it was a $4.50 sign from Aldi.
Yes, it was.
Found. And
And it
that
was like half dead. And I'm like, oh, I can bring her back to life.
not only have you have turned her into many babies and many I mean,
Yes. I think I have 10 pots out back right now. Hopefully the babies will live so I can share.
yes. Well, I killed the ones you brought me, so
That's all right. If half of them make it, then I'll at least have 5 for you.
yes, I'm ready.
I see little babies still popping up in the old bed where I moved it from because it overtook that area. So I had to give it more space. So now it has overtaken the space that I've given it. But babies are still popping up in the old space. So every time they pop up, I just pick them out and pot them.
That's perfect.
And I know I showed this to you, y'all, my mullein, my spontaneous mullein plant.
This thing's crazy. That is insane.
This was one of the smaller leaves.
Oh my word.
So I did go into the middle and pick some of the actual smaller leaves too, because I don't like to use all big leaves. I like to mix it up. The lemon balm's going crazy. I have every other day I am harvesting this. This is a 3-gallon bucket. This is stinging nettle. So if y'all see me scratching my hands, it's because Dummy didn't wear gloves when she was up.
No better.
If you have neuropathy in your hands, it's really great to get things.
If you don't, it's very annoying because you'll be itching.
Yes. And usually I'm really good if I have gloves because I'll use the edge of the bucket to touch them and then just use my pruners to cut. That way I hardly ever have to feel it, Yeah. But I've been doing a bucket like this almost every other day. So my freeze dryer is working overtime. I've got people waiting on stinging nettle right now because I just can't get it ready fast enough.
Wow, that's amazing.
And the oregano is going crazy. The sage is blooming. So I started harvesting a bunch of sage this morning.
That's
so, it's the time of year that we love, girl.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I've been at it too. I mean, I planted this weekend. We've got 2 of our 4 cattle panels up. Bill's going to get at least the 3rd one up for me this week because I need them up because of the plants I've purchased. But I have gotten the corn planted in the Three Sisters garden.
Nice.
I got all of the peppers planted, which I was only going to do a couple, but my word, I have 8 sweet peppers and bells. I have 7 hot peppers, 2 are serrano. I only ever do a couple serranos and I don't do all the other hots. Man, I went crazy this year.
I hope you got a couple cayenne.
I got a cayenne, I got a sriracha, I got an ancho, a jalapeno, and one other one.
In the fall, we're gonna show everybody how to make cayenne pepper tincture.
Yes, that'll be good. But so I got all those planted. I got our cherry tomatoes planted. I got cucumbers planted, green beans, yellow squash. All my sweet potatoes. I did 24 sweet potato slips.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, girl.
All them sweet potatoes.
I've got 8 of them in 3 beds along the edges so that they can cascade, so the vines can cascade out and then just let them be good for the soil, underneath all the other stuff going on.
Absolutely.
I planted a couple tomatillos, a couple of eggplant. Girl, I got so much out there. But right now we are harvesting so much lettuce. I'm like calling all my local friends and saying, if y'all don't come cut you some salad. I mean, I did a 4x4 bed. And unfortunately with this 3 days of extreme heat, it's probably going to bolt. But
I have all of my greens and lettuces in the green stalks. And that's what's the very top. All the ones in the very top started flowering this morning.
Yeah. I'm going to have to cut mine because I know that I noticed that yesterday when I was cutting it for supper, that some of them were starting to get some
buds on them.
Some buds. And I'm like,
I did see some of my calendula button up this morning.
Oh,
And
nice.
a couple of the zinnias. I'm like, they're
Okay.
a little bit early, but that's probably because of the extreme heat.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, I was only out there probably an hour and a half this morning. I was drenched when I came back in.
Yeah.
It was hot already.
Yes.
I like to do my harvesting in the morning because the oils in all the herbs are at their highest.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually try to get out there as early as possible.
Yeah.
But the blueberries are looking good. They're not turning yet. They're still busy getting bigger. So
Awesome.
the peaches are looking good. I did see 2 baby pomegranates on the tree that didn't produce anything last year.
Really nice.
On the one that produced 3 last year. So we'll see what happens with those.
Okay.
I did see a little bit of tiny green growth on the new cherry trees that we just planted 3 weeks ago. I was starting to think they were dead because they look like dead sticks sticking out in the middle of the yard. So that's looking good. That the pawpaw trees have, wow. Finally, after 5 years, finally they have taken off and grown like 3 feet.
Nice. I'm gonna have to get me some and just plant them. And if we don't get to use them here, then somebody else will enjoy them. But I love having me pawpaws.
Yeah, I'm not sure that we'll be here to enjoy pawpaw fruit.
Well, they say that's why I didn't bother here, because they say it takes 10 years.
Yeah.
Most of the time to even get them. And I knew we wouldn't be here for 10 years. So, you know,
I think that I saw one on the one that shot up bigger. I think I saw a baby coming beside it. So if that's the case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig that one out and pot it.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll have a starter.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
It could make it or it could not.
Yeah. For sure. Well, girl, why don't you kick us off talking about the red raspberry leaf? Tell us all about it.
Red raspberry leaf. We're all familiar with raspberries. We all know what raspberries are. Well, these are the leaves from the raspberries that we are so familiar with. Mm-hmm. Okay. They're a little thorny. The stems are a little thorny. The leaves are jagged. But these red raspberry leaves have been a treasured herb in herbalism for many, many, many years. Mm-hmm. For centuries, okay, especially for women's wellness, pregnancy support. It's probably the most known herb that pregnant women can take, and it helps and doesn't hinder or hurt. It's great for digestion, and it's highly nourishing. Yes, they call this a nutritive tonic herb. Mm-hmm. Okay, and it's just amazing that. Who would have ever thought eating some raspberries? Let's eat some of the leaves too. Yeah. Right. It nourishes the body over time. We were talking about, most holistic stuff is not a instantaneous type of thing. Nope. It's an over time, gentle consistency. Okay. So your red raspberry leaf is like that. Makes a great tea. It pairs well with so many different things. Mm-hmm. This red raspberry leaf has been really popular worldwide. Mm-hmm. It's not just an American thing. It's deep ancient Europe and Asia and the indigenous of North America, Appalachia. It's midwives. Doulas, they all use red raspberry leaf when they're dealing with their birthing clients and things like that. It helps with preparing the body in pregnancy. Mm-hmm. It will also, if you're not pregnant, it will help with any kind of menstrual cramping. Mm-hmm. Okay. Recovering postpartum, it will help with that. Used as a tea and as a poultice, Mm-hmm. It will help if you have any kind of mild diarrhea or digestive upset. It will help calm things down.
Mm-hmm.
It's often been called the woman's herb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because it does so many different things for women's health. It is part of the rose family.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Primarily used, of course, is the leaves. Now, when I harvest like this and I dry them or freeze dry them, I will pick them off the stem.
Okay.
Okay. You can use the stem. I just find it is a little bit better for me for not having the stem.
In there. Mm-hmm.
Red raspberry leaf tastes like a little grassy.
Okay.
Okay, grassy, earthy. It's not really good on its own, even though it's in the rose family. If you make a tea with just red raspberry leaf, most people aren't going to like it.
It's going to be like what you and I talk about a lot with any of those earthy ones. Never feel like you can't pair it with a lemon ginger or with a lavender or a peppermint or something else.
That's right. Exactly. That's when you start pairing things up, because you can still get the medicine and then add benefits too with lemon balm. Lemon balm has so many different benefits, and then your earthy tea now tastes good to drink.
Yes.
Instead of feeling like it has to taste bad in order for it to be medicine.
No, not at all.
The case at all. Let's see. Okay, so it's got high amounts of vitamin C, vitamin E, and B complex vitamins. It is high in magnesium, potassium, tannins, calcium, iron, manganese, and flavonoids.
Wow.
And all of these compounds contribute to the astringent properties that it has. It's mineral-rich nourishment. When I was looking up things as far as the nutrients and things, it ranks right up there with stinging nettle.
Wow.
And I really thought stinging nettle was like the top tier kind of things.
Yeah.
Red raspberry leaf is up there with stinging nettle.
That's
if you're looking for high nutrient, high mineral things, red raspberry leaf and stinging nettle.
Awesome.
Red raspberry leaf also has the specific toning actions for the uterus.
Yeah.
Okay. It also adds anti-inflammatory support. The primary herbal actions are the uterine tonic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The nutrients, astringent, anti-inflammatory, mild digestive support, mineralizing, and a gentle diuretic.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why it helps so much with like bloating issues and digestion and things, because of the gentle diuretic. You're not going to be running if you have a cup of tea at night before going to bed, you're not going to be woken up to go to the bathroom just because you had that cup of tea.
Right.
It's a lot more gentle and easing than that.
With what all it does for the uterus, this isn't one of those that stimulates contractions later, is it?
Mm-mm.
So it's not one that women early in pregnancy have to avoid. It's something that is safe all throughout pregnancy because it's strengthening the uterus, not.
Exactly. It is slowly and steadily preparing the body for birth and healing afterwards.
Got it.
So I think it is. It may be. I don't want to say it's the only one, but it is definitely safe throughout the entire pregnancy and after.
That's good, because there are some, and I can't think off the top of my head now what they were. I was very in tune with this when my daughter was pregnant. I should be now for my daughter-in-law too, but that there are some that naturopaths or obstetrics who are functional based or midwives will recommend in the last couple of weeks because they stimulate contractions, but you don't want those throughout the pregnancy because you don't want to stimulate it too soon.
That's right.
So I just was making sure that wasn't the case with that one. I didn't think it was, so that's good.
Now, if you're not pregnant and you're just using red raspberry leaf for like menstrual support, it will ease cramping. It is supportive if you are a heavy bleeder. It will just tone the uterus to make that time of the month just more gentle for you.
Got it.
Okay.
Doesn't it also help urinary tract health as well? I thought so, because I've seen that in a lot of the urinary blends when I've recommended, some to women for with that pairs along with like the cranberry and stuff like that.
Absolutely. And that's because of the diuretic and it just so much support for all of that whole system.
Yeah.
Just kind of cleansing and nourishing and gentle. Let's see. Very good. And it's very good for mothers that are breastfeeding too, because then you're passing all that gentleness to your baby too. So while you're pregnant, you're passing it to the baby, and then you can use it for afterbirth support for you and the baby that way too.
Perfect.
Let's see. We talked about that. This I found very interesting because I wasn't aware of it. It's often added to herbal blends for people with severe fatigue, for recovering from any type of surgery, illness, sickness, things like that, and for just general overall vitality, for kind of like a gentle, consistent lifter kind of thing. Let's see. We already talked about that. In ancient times, it has always been used as the woman's herb. It's been used for mothers, fertility, feminine resilience is what they called it. So it's like the old traditions. They would place raspberry canes near homes of those that were expecting or of childbearing age. I was like, that way they always had it nearby kind of thing. I was like, that makes sense. Totally makes sense. Having your herb garden right outside your door,
Yeah.
So the easiest way to get this nourishing tonic is to make a tea. And like we said, it doesn't taste very well on its own. You can feel free to pair it with lemon balm, with ginger, with peppermint, any of those easy, good tasting herbs. It's going to take away that earthy, grassy taste.
Yeah.
Okay? You can also use it as a tincture, but most pregnant women don't want to take tincture with alcohol.
No.
Tea is the best way. Now, if you're just looking for the nutrients and the minerals and things like that, then sure, you could use a tincture for that. It would pair very well if you're looking for a high mineral and high nutrition. It would pair very well with stinging nettle. Stinging nettle doesn't really have a taste, so you're going to still want to pair it with something else to give it a good drinking flavor.
Sure.
All right. They do recommend that if you have any kind of high risk pregnancy, that you still talk to your doctor about using red raspberry, any herbs. Okay. If you have history of rapid labor, let's say that. Okay. If you have any kind of history of rapid labor, then you might want to consult an herbalist or your doctor or doula, midwife, whoever you're using about it, because it could cause things to go a lot quicker in labor.
Yeah.
If you have any kind of hormone sensitive condition, you might want to be cautious. Talk to your doctor, because I'm not one. I forgot to say that.
Hear you, YouTube.
That's right. We don't want to get banned.
Too late.
So if you'd like to grow red raspberry, they like full sun. They like rich soil. They like moderate watering. Red raspberries, they are funny. They will let you know, just like peace lilies, they will let you know when they are thirsty because their leaves will droop. Just like peace lilies do. And it's like, if you see that, then you want to go water them. Their little leaves, they will just droop, and then the ends will start to curl in. And the funny thing about that is you can go water it and the ends are not going to come back out. You know how the peace lily just kind of comes right back and that's like nothing ever happened? Red raspberries don't do that. Once those leaves curl in from not enough water, they don't flatten back out.
Interesting.
You can still use them though.
Okay.
It doesn't hinder the medicine in them. Mm-hmm. But it's funny because like I haven't yet put any of my raspberries in the ground. They're still all in big pots or grow bags because they're thorny. Mm-hmm. And I haven't decided. I mean, I have the blackberries out front. They're thornless. And I put them out front in that big patch for the purposes of having people that walk my neighborhood can pick them. My grandbabies can go out there and pick them and not get tore up.
Sure.
Okay? So I have to plan the raspberries a little bit better. Hence, they're still in pots and bags and they're doing great. I put compost in them spring and fall and keep them watered and they're good.
That's awesome.
So you can dry these easily. You just pick some of the leaves. Don't pick all of the leaves.
Yeah.
And don't pick any of the ones that have the little white flowers on them. Mm-hmm. But if you grow them, there's all kinds of these stems on there that you can just go in and pop them off and lay them on a paper towel. In a couple of days, they'll be nice and crispy. And you can use it as a tea. It's that easy.
And the bonus, if you do grow your own, is you'll have the highest fiber fruit available in raspberries. That's always the one. You know, everybody laughs because I talk about avocados all the time. If you ever ask me what the magical fruit is, even though avocado is a fruit too, the magical fruit I always say are red raspberries because they are the highest fiber, lowest net carb of all the fruits. So,
and the leaves are more medicinal than the berries.
Wow.
So you get your medicine and your fiber.
Nice.
The leaves and the berries.
Nice. That's awesome.
And there's something funny about raspberry leaves too. The longer that you infuse them in hot water, the darker and richer the color of the water gets.
Interesting.
Not everything does that all the time because a lot of times it will reach a certain point like this tea that I'm drinking.
Yeah.
It will reach that point and it just doesn't get any darker.
Right.
Not true with red raspberry leaves.
Really?
The longer it soaks, the darker and darker and more rich it gets. And I think that's because of the high value. Yes.
Yeah. That's wild.
Absolutely. It's a great beginner herb for anyone, you know, because then you get, if you decide to grow it, you get the high fiber fruit and you get all the medicine and it's pretty much safe for most everybody.
Yeah. We're growing them for the first time and I'm really excited. I'd say of the 18 I planted, probably half of them are looking good, maybe 10, but, our ground is something I wasn't prepared for with this excessive clay. I thought, I've grown in clay, in Chesterfield County. I know all about clay. Yeah. It ain't clay like what clay is up here. I'm telling you, this is next level.
That was one of the reasons I started mine. This will actually be the first year of actually getting raspberries because I put them in pots 4 years ago. I couldn't decide where to put them, so I kept them in the pots. And I was also amending my soil because it was the clay. And anytime you are dealing with clay, you run into that stuff just hardening up like concrete and nothing grows. Yep. It typically kills things like that. Yeah. So that was one of the reasons I started them in pots and now they're doing so good. I think I got 8 babies because I try to move them around every year and add things and see how they're doing and make sure they don't get too crowded and things. And so many of them now have the white flowers, which I've never gotten before. So we might actually get raspberries this year. I'm pretty excited about that. And I took the babies out and put them in new pots.
Nice.
Let's see what happens.
Perfect.
Rick's like, where are you going to put all these things? I'm like, I don't know.
But we got them.
I said, I'll give the new babies away.
I think we're going to wind up doing, I already have phase 2 and 3 planned on the garden, for the next couple of years. I'm thinking phase 4, maybe raised beds for our berries and things like that, and grapes, and like, because they're just not, they're doing okay. They're just not doing great. And I just really feel like if we had them in raised beds where I could just keep
control, you control more that way. I get it. I put, the trees are basically in the ground, but everything else is in a flower bed or a raised bed kind of thing. I did harvest a bunch of garlic scapes yesterday.
Did you? Ours have not come up yet. Oh, you're getting me excited. That means
I think about half of them had good garlic scapes that were ready. Nice. So I'm like, we're getting close. I'm so excited.
We have been staring at them every day going, come on. We look forward to that in our hamburgers and stuff. And we're getting ready to have some people over this weekend for our Pentecost picnic. And I was like, I just want some scapes to be able to make some burgers. They're the best. They're the best. Awesome. Well, anything else with that?
So, no, that's pretty much it. Just remember that red raspberry leaf is just a nice, quiet, not flashy. It just, it doesn't smack you upside the head and say I've arrived.
Yeah.
It just works quietly and lets you know that it's there. It nourishes, it tones, it strengthens with consistent use.
Consistency is the key with all this, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's been a very common theme with us for a while now, but I can't help but think about what God is showing us in this, because when you look at how anything changes in life that actually is lasting, none of it is quick, and it's all done with consistency. I mean, when you even think about like our spiritual growth, like you and I were just having a really great conversation about this beforehand. It wasn't until you and I consistently got in the word every day that we could quiet the noise of the world, and it's
and have a peace that I've never known before.
That peace that surpasses all understanding. I mean, that's just it. And the whole world right now, because of the craziness, is searching for peace. And I hate to tell you, don't hate to tell you, I'm going to tell you that if you want peace, there's only one place it comes from. And so if you're trying to find it in worldly things, you're going to be sorely disappointed.
That's so true.
But consistency with all of that. If you're not daily, it could be daily one verse that you read. It doesn't matter. But daily and consistently going to God, you're going to have strength, in your soul and in your spirit. Daily prayer, you're going to strengthen that. Yes. Daily, making the better choices of foods, daily small exercise. You don't have to go be doing CrossFit every day and all the craziness. I mean, just
even mindset, the moments of, just a couple of moments of total gratitude. Okay. Can change your mindset instantly.
Yeah.
So it's like little consistent things done regularly add up to huge things in the end.
We can't,
just like we were talking about with Rochelle.
Yeah, we can't sleep on that stuff. And in this journey I've been on, with all my perimenopausal craziness, I've been recovering with consistency, and that is very difficult for go big or go home girl.
Yes,
Let me tell you, it is very hard because I just wanted an answer now. I want to fix it now. I want all this stuff to be straight. And that has not been what this season has taught me. This season has taught me that it is small consistency, and that is in every area of our lives. And it's something we need to do. We need to,
with the journey of learning, because you and I are both go big girls, the patience that has been taught, because I still struggle with that a lot because I want it. I know what I want and I want it now. The quick fix life that we've lived. We were talking about it the other day because both of us are so very grateful and thankful for Azure Standard.
Yes.
And it is feeding our crazy coupon ladies.
Azure's having having a 30% off sale. Me and Wendy go nuts. It's like, how much healthy ice cream and cream cheese did I need? Apparently all of it, right?
That's when you start looking in the freezer and going, how much space do I have? So it's like, that the patience and the gratitude of things changing consistently, it will show. And sometimes it feels like it's a forever journey. Remind yourself it is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yes.
There is no end.
No.
And that's, I think a lot of times that's where our mindset will play tricks on us to think that there is an end. There's no end. That's right. There's no end. It is a constant. It will always be constant.
That's why, as we mentor new baby Christians, I always, please do not think that sanctification is something that all of a sudden is, okay, you are now sanctified. No, it is a constant process.
Yes.
We are righteous in God's eyes, but we are constantly going to go through the sanctification. You are never going to fully arrive until we meet him face to face.
That's
and
right.
God for that,
Right.
But I mean, it is a journey, and that is everything in life. The biggest thing you've got to decide is, do I want this journey to be well lived? Do I want it to be full of vitality? Do I want it to be full of distractions? Do I want it to be for Jesus, or do I want it to be for my selfish desires and for the world? Because I'm here. I'm just going to say this. I heard a pastor say this recently, and it was the smartest thing I've ever heard. Every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus is Lord, whether you think you will now or not, whether you think you need him or not. I hate to tell you, what you think doesn't matter. You will bow. You will confess him as Lord. It just depends on whether it's going to be, as he's saying, well done, good and faithful servant, or whether he is saying, I'm sorry, I never knew you, or however it is written in scripture. I'm not great at quoting, but depart from me, I never knew you. One of those two things is going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's funny. The pastor I heard talking about it, he said, people will tell me, well, I don't really believe that. And he'll say, oh, that's adorable. That's what he says. Adorable that you don't. It's so cute. But the reality is, one day you will. It's I'm hoping that you're going to decide that sooner than later. So anyway, girl, I could go on and on and on.
We're very passionate.
Yes. But I mean, I just hope that people recognize that all of this health journey in all facets, if you're trying to do it in a quick fix way, you're gonna meet opposition. It
can be so overwhelming to try. I mean, that's the way that we kind of set ourselves up to fail, by trying to change so much at one time that we stick to nothing.
Yeah.
Right. We've done that before.
Right. Well, I mean, even in what I teach, like my initial program is the 12 principles for a healthy lifestyle. I don't throw 12 things at you to change today. I throw 12 things at you to consider and start to think, okay, you know what? I'm already really good at this, or this is an easy win for me. Focus there.
That's right.
And learn the others. Transition into them as you can. Nobody's telling you that this is a pass or fail thing. You can't just, and actually, just getting back to our topic, because of course we're going to run out of time if I don't. But I mean, really, red raspberry leaf is the perfect herb to discuss the topic that I'd planned for us today, because it beautifully represents what so many women in midlife fully need. And this is the time when women especially need to know that it's a journey. It's a marathon, not a sprint, because there is nothing you're going to do overnight that is going to be a problem. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, or that's going to be a help.
That's right.
Trying to do it all overnight is going to be the problem. So red raspberry leaf, like you shared, is mineral rich, nourishing, toning, supportive, and replenishing. It's not a harsh stimulant herb. It's not a skinny tea. It's not some kind of, punishment designed as wellness, which is what people look at all the different things that they feel like they've got to do as punishment. And midlife women do not need more punishment. So what I want to share today is that so many women are trying to heal bodies that are absolutely exhausted from decades of chronic dieting, stress, over-exercising, emotional overload, under-eating, poor sleep, and hormonal chaos. I mean, that's where we all are. And if you think about it, add to that this is the time of the life when we are in, we're the sandwich generation. We're taking care of our parents and our adult kids, or our kids and, our grandkids. And it's just, there's a lot on us at this stage in our life. And then women blame themselves when the old methods stop working. Well, we aren't the same old bodies that we were.
We've changed.
Yeah. Right. So why so many women feel like their body has turned against them? I want to talk about the common experiences. So think about all these things. I guarantee you, I've got a ton of quotes here that I bet you have said at least one of these, if not many. I'm doing the same things I used to do. I'm eating less than ever. I'm exercising constantly. I barely eat. I can't lose even 10 pounds anymore. Suddenly, all my weight is in my belly. I don't recognize myself. I know I've said at least half of those.
Oh, me too.
It's very common in perimenopause and midlife. And the problem is that many women think this means that they have a lack of discipline, that they're lazy, that they're experiencing failure, that they're failing at this whole aging thing, and that they're letting themselves go. But physiologically, there are real hormonal and metabolic shifts that are occurring. So let's talk about the hormone shifts, because this is what we experience the most. So first of all, progesterone declines first. And this is huge. This is something we always hear about, the estrogen shifts and all that kind of stuff. The very first thing that happens is that progesterone declines first. And so progesterone is often the first hormone to significantly decline in perimenopause. Women will still have regular cycles in this period initially. And so they think that their hormones must be fine. But the clinical significance of this is that progesterone is calming to the nervous system. So it supports sleep, mood stability, anxiety regulation, fluid balance, healthy cycles. So when progesterone stops, women may notice all of a sudden anxiety that they've never had. I know that happened to me. I chalked it up to being a brand new business owner. I never in my life was an anxious person. And all of a sudden, this flood of anxiety started coming over me routinely. Irritability. I'm not irritable. Just ask my husband. Insomnia, 100%. Feeling emotionally overwhelmed always. Shorter patience, heavier cycles, breast tenderness, feeling wired but tired. That 100% has been me.
I definitely that.
So a lot of women think that they suddenly became emotionally weak, and often they're physiologically less buffered hormonally. I know that's what happened to me. I'm like, dude, you and I jokingly talk about this all the time. We're Gen X. We're the feral generation. There are no emotions we can't handle. We had to deal with it all. What do you mean I'm all of a sudden having anxiety? I couldn't believe it. So it is something that physiologically we just can't help. So let's see here. So the next thing is about estrogen. Estrogen becomes erratic. So estrogen doesn't simply decline smoothly. In perimenopause, it often fluctuates all over the place. Like I look at women right now, I have a lot of clients that are perimenopause. I can look at their blood work, one round of blood work, 6 months later, their estrogen's wildly different. That's what happened to me this last year. Mine according to my blood work last May, I could have still kept having babies.
Right.
January, I'm like dead with the estrogen, like zilch. And so those wild fluctuations wreak havoc on your body. So 1 month you might be too high, next month much lower. And symptoms can include migraines, mood swings, bloating, breast tenderness, heavy periods, belly fat, hot flashes, fatigue. So those wild fluctuations, and I can also add in there nutrient depletion leading to frozen shoulder.
Right.
Because that was the cause of mine too. So many women are not necessarily producing too much estrogen. They may be producing relatively more compared to their declining progesterone. So it's more about that balance. Also, poor detoxification, and this is where my nutrition world comes in. Poor detoxification and gut health can worsen estrogen recirculation. So very important to know this, that's why when I teach about the foundational nutrition, this is key to building that, that gut microbiome that you need to be able to roll with these swings. So fiber, bowel regularity, liver support, movement, and hydration are all key for that. All right, real quick. I've got so much to share and I'm really trying to knock it out quick because we're up against the clock here. Cortisol becomes a huge player. So this is where many midlife women get stuck. Cortisol is not bad, okay? It's necessary for survival, blood sugar stabilization, waking us up, inflammation control. We need cortisol, but chronic stress dysregulates it. So modern women, like I shared earlier, caregivers, jobs, marriage stress, aging parents, financial stress, poor sleep, emotional labor, social media overload. My goodness, that is a huge one. It
needs to be moved to the number one spot.
Yes. And overcommitment. We have a way of doing that, saying yes to everything when we need to be really cautious with our yeses. And then many women add more stress physiologically through over fasting, believe it or not, under eating, excessive cardio, caffeine dependence, and lack of recovery. So chronically elevated cortisol can contribute to insulin resistance, stubborn belly fat, and poor sleep. And I mean, along with a bunch of other stuff, increased cravings, inflammation, muscle breakdown, blood sugar instability, all of these things. So you cannot heal a stressed body by constantly signaling famine and danger into it.
That's right.
I'm all big on fasting when it makes sense. This is a time in our lives when it just might not make sense. We could be causing our body excess stress. I'm going to skip insulin sensitivity changes because we will be talking about this a lot more at length. But I will just say that the biggest thing to know, because it is a huge topic for this, is that as estrogen and muscle mass decline with age, insulin sensitivity can worsen. And metabolic health is, key to making sure that we're aging well. That is the biggest thing I focus on when I'm looking at people's labs is where are they metabolically? Because that's the first thing we need to address, because that opens up the doors for all of the other dysregulations or, having our body more stabilized. That is the key. All right. Muscle loss, massive issue in this time in our life. So women naturally lose muscle with aging intentionally, unless they're intentionally preserving it. Mm-hmm. You have to make time for exercise. This is me talking to myself as much as anybody else. Yep. You have to make time for exercise. Do not make that secondary. The Lord laid it heavy on my heart a few months ago when I was trying to figure out how to work in a simple 30-minute workout every day. I'm like, Lord, I just have so much I've got to do. And he laid it on my heart. He said, this is part of your job. This is part of your job. How are you going to mentor others to work on their strength through this time in your life if you can't find the time to do it either? This has to be a priority. And so ever since then, ever since he convicted me of that, I have been, and it is something I'm really grateful that I've gotten back into. But you've got to have, you've got to be muscles metabolically protective. So it's key. All right, really quickly, why restrictions backfire. Chronic dieting. Many women have spent decades under eating, yo-yo dieting, fasting aggressively, over exercising, fearing food. I mean, we came from the world, Wendy, of be afraid of all fat, be afraid of too many calories, be afraid of, I mean, I bet you I have years of my life that I know I do. I had 35 years of yo-yo dieting before I figured it out. And in those times when I was dieting, I mean, we're talking, I would practically just be licking lettuce leaves. Like I wasn't doing anything, good for my body. I was just in constant starvation mode, and it was just terrible. And so the body perceives chronic undernourishment as an attack, as stress. And so it responds to that. So this impacts your thyroid. It impacts your cortisol levels. It impacts your reproductive hormones, nervous system regulation. I mean, this is all so key. And many women stop ovulating optimally, lose sleep, worsen cravings, increase stress hormones while trying harder and harder to do all the things.
Yeah.
So the answer is rarely to punish the body harder. Again, this goes back to the slow consistency. That is what you actually need. And so we're going to talk about that. What women actually need: protein.
Yeah.
And you don't need too much. So protein is going to stabilize blood sugar, preserves muscle, improves satiety, and supports neurotransmitters. But most women generally do beautifully around the 70 to 100 gram daily range, not 180 grams, where I see a lot of fitness gurus telling you need to be. Wow. 180, 200. I've seen some talk about 300, people doing the carnivore diet, all those things. You are stressing your body more. You might think you're doing well right now, and you might be today, because there is some benefit in higher protein short term. The long-term stress on your kidneys and on your body is not good. It's not good. So we need to get out of the mindset of let's do extremes. We don't do extremes. We do what nourishes the body. Fiber, always going to be one of my strongest areas that I encourage, because fiber helps estrogen detoxification, gut health, satiety, GLP-1 support. All these people out there paying thousands of dollars for these daggum shots that are going to cause more harm than good. You can get it naturally if you just learn to eat right.
That's right.
So GLP-1 support is a big part of what fiber does for us. Cholesterol improvement, bowel regularity. Most women are dramatically fiber deficient. The standard American diet average fiber is 8 grams, and we need 35 if you're a woman, 40 if you're a man. So we are way under. So fiber does it. It changes everything. I know it sounds silly, but it's true. Healthy fats. We've already talked a lot about omegas, so I won't go into that one very much. Minerals, mineral depletion. Stress burns through magnesium, potassium, trace minerals, zinc, all of these things. And symptoms you might get as a result: fatigue, anxiety, palpitations, poor sleep, muscle tension, headaches, and frozen shoulder. All these things can happen as a result. Sleep. We've talked about that ad nauseum. I won't beat that dead horse.
Sleep is important.
Sleep is so important. And poor sleep impacts your ghrelin and your leptin, which are the hunger hormones. It impacts your cortisol, insulin sensitivity, inflammation. So sometimes the craving isn't for sugar. Sometimes the body is begging for rest.
Yeah.
So a lot of times that's why we get the munchies at night. It's because you're flipping exhausted. It's not because you're hungry. So you need to recognize that. And then just to wrap this up, faith and emotional health. Women often attach their worth to how thin they are, how productive they are, their appearance, their martyrdom. I'm self-sacrificing, for everybody else. Stewardship and punishment are not the same thing.
No.
God never asked women to destroy themselves trying to earn value. Okay.
You don't have to earn it.
No.
He already gave it to you.
Exactly. This season requires wisdom, grace, slowing down, boundaries. You got to have boundaries, nourishment, and total surrender to God. All right. So this is exactly why I am so passionate about the upcoming Strengthen the Shift program.
Yes.
This is going to be a 6-week program where we are focused on all of the things you need to do to fuel your body well, to prepare yourself for perimenopause and postmenopause. This is going to be a great program for women who aren't there yet, like my daughter's age and my daughter-in-law's age, who are still bearing children, but they need to know. Nobody told us this stuff, Wendy.
I know.
Nobody told us this stuff.
I love this because I wish that we would have found out in our daughter's ages.
Yes. Nobody told us this stuff.
To be prepared and to make this transition so much smoother.
Yeah. Because we come from the era of, we're just going to go to our OBGYN and they're just going to throw us on hormones.
On hormones. That's right.
I'm not saying there isn't a time and place for some of that stuff, but that is not the answer. No. That is not the answer. There's so much you can do to prepare your body that is never even a need. And so I just so encourage you all to join us. So this program, it's going to be education, nourishment, strength, support, sustainable healing, and learning how to understand your body. It's going to be good for childbearing women. It's going to be great for perimenopausal, for postmenopausal women, and even men. I'm even going to give a shout out about what the heck they're going through in their lives too with their hormones.
They have a shift too.
They do.
They have a shift. So if somebody wants to get in on Strengthen the Shift program, what do they do?
Join our community, the Freedom Holistic Wellness Community. This program, under my old pricing, would have cost $400 to $500 for you to attend a 6-week program with me like this. Our community is $374 for the year, and you get every single program I do.
So much value in that community. So much.
Just a 6-week block. I'm wrapping up today. As a matter of fact, that's why I've got to rush, because I've got our final session of our aligned thyroid support program. I've done the 12 principles to a healthy lifestyle. I did sugar busters. I did a group parasite cleanse, got the healthy holidays program. There's so much in there already and so much more to come. And so I encourage you all to join us in the community. We're here, to support you through all this. You get weekly meal plans, even when I'm not in the middle of a program. You get so much support in there. It's like having a practitioner in your pocket. Ask Dr. Wendy Sue in there, anything. And I respond all of the time. So, girl.
Yes.
All right. In 30 seconds or less, what you got going on this week?
Yeah, all the things, y'all. My to-do list is still huge. I'm still playing catch up. I am planning, even though it's supposed to be yucky weather this weekend, I am planning to take my friend Michelle to a waterfall on Saturday if she feels up to it. We'll see. And going to take my granddaughter shopping Sunday afternoon for a new dress and new sandals, since she's having a pre-K graduation next week.
So exciting.
So I'm looking forward to some fun times this weekend, and then we'll have our own little Pentecostal celebration Sunday morning before we go get her. That's awesome. What a special day that is. Wish we could be there with you guys.
I know. And that's what we have going on. We're doing a Pentecost party on Sunday to celebrate Pentecost. Lord willing, the weather holds out, because it's looking like it could be ugly, but now it's shifting to morning. As long as it's not noon.
It looks like a lot. They're showing a lot of weather, but little amounts of rain. So who knows? They don't never know. They're never right.
No. So we're hopefully going to still be able to do that. Also, I am going shopping, which I never do because I need some outfits for my new website. I'm doing a photo shoot when my son and daughter-in-law get it here, which they are coming into town. This is going to be my brief. Look at my shirt. My assignment, pray for him.
Okay.
Do you know what that's about?
I do not.
My amazing husband has made the decision to get baptized and to fully surrender to Christ. And this shirt is a reminder that all the years that I worried about him, prayer works, y'all. That's my assignment. I've been praying for him for years. And
I'm going to say, yes, that's true. Because we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. God is on the move. There are massive things happening, and hopefully I'll be able to tell y'all some personal stuff later about that.
I love that. I love that. But yes, May 31st is the big day. So excited to celebrate that. And my son is coming to assist with that.
I love that too, because I know Bill wanted that to happen. Yes. So yay. Thank you, Matthew.
Very excited. So yes, lots coming up, but
wonderful.
That's all the time we have for
I'll say we're out of time. You got to go get on your call. We will see you guys next week. Love you.
Love you. Wendy's on wellness@gmail.com for any questions and any recommendations of topics that you want us to cover. We love you guys.